Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Pwny Montana, and in this video, we are going to take your passing game to the next level. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, and hit that noti bell so you guys never miss an upload. And if you guys got nothing to say, just comment FTA. FTA stands for the algorithm, and it helps push these videos to more and more people. So the more people we share this with, the better Madden players we will create. So share, like, comment. Doesn't matter what you comment, just comment anything. We're gonna go over a couple things in this game that will help your passing. And it's again, before I know anything, something you guys need to know about Madden and football in general is that football is a game of inches. A game of inches, which means that we want to maximize every single route that's on the field, no matter what the case is. We want to maximize our potential for every single route. No matter how small that route is, no matter if it's a clear out route, no matter if it's a baby out route, no matter if it's a, some flat pattern that you're just, no matter if it's a check down, we want to try to maximize our profit as much as possible when it comes to playing this game. Because obviously you could take a nice little drag route and end up taking that drag up to, for a 20-yard gain, potentially touchdown gains. We want to make sure that that's the case with every single route that's on the field. Now, I say that because in this video, we're going to showcase how to beat zones a little bit better. And I'm going to show you guys some routes that you guys should substitute for other routes to make it so that your offense is a little bit more dynamic. So we're going to start off with the clear out routes. And everybody's favorite clear out route is what? It is it's a simple streak. But there's a problem with streaks in this game. And I'm going to go ahead and take these curl flats, and I'm going to put this at 5 real quick just so we don't get too disrupted when it comes to us stopping this. Now, if you notice and if you try to put your outside guy on a streak, you'll notice that he's on a fade, okay? That is literally because an outside receiver, for some reason, they took out the option to put him on a streak. Now, there's two ways to combat this. You can either custom stem a route all the way up, or instead of going to the hot routes and moving the left stick up, instead of moving the left stick up, you're gonna wanna press the directional button up instead. What that does, as you can see, it puts him on a regular streak, so there's no delay in how you actually throw this route. So now, if I throw this curl, I'm able to throw this. Of course, we overthrow. It's Madden 25. We deal with that all day. So if you end up putting your guy on a regular fade, for some reason, the cornerback's gonna be there to potentially make a play on the ball. And yes, we ended up catching it, but you obviously want that spacing, that timing down to where that cornerback isn't going to be in the vicinity. So now I'm going to put the regular streak out there. I'm going to custom stem the corner route down. And now you should notice that we have a lot more space and that cornerback is nowhere near that route. And this is going to be the same case if you end up custom stemming a route out. So it doesn't matter if it's a speed out, it doesn't matter if it's a post route, as long as you can custom stem it up the field. As you can see, we can custom stem this post route all the way up the field. And it's going to serve as a streak, right? So even if they leave that guy wide open, this guy is going to end up going all the way out towards the outside, and he's going to not be in the vicinity to try to make a play. They have to switch stick on that. They will not be able to guard that with just any regular zone. So again, we're creating that separation, we're creating that spacing, and we're forcing the zones to react a little bit faster to any clear out route that's on the field. That is huge when it comes to beating zones. And this is pretty much one of the best ways to beat zones, because obviously the way that everybody is beating, your typical zones is they're putting their streaks out on the field and they're creating some sort of a flood concept, right? Why? Because unless you're double mabling, you have to have some kind of flood concept to make sure that this play is open almost every single time. You have to have it. If not, you have to sit there and custom stem that play down, and it's just going to be a hassle if you're trying to get your passes down properly, no matter what the case is. And that goes, the same exact thing goes for the interior of the field as well. So if you have a route that's going towards the middle of the field and you need to drag back some of those deep blue zones because you have a post route, make sure that you have a streak on the field. It's the best clear out route in the game, especially in the meta that is currently the cover 4 meta. So right now, before I dive into anything else, yes, I'm bringing up the squigglies because the squigglies are a cornerstone to a Pwny Montana video. So, custom stem. You got deep zone here, goes back up here. You got deep zone here, goes back up here. You got a deep zone here, goes back up here. We are in cover 4, so we have all these deep zones that go back there. And one simple streak that goes up the middle all these guys run back up, okay? That's why a clear route, that's why that streak is such an important route to make sure you always have on the field, because it just makes sure that if they're in a cover 4 with this meta, cover 4 is literally huge, right? So a streak on the field, it doesn't matter what side of the field it's on. If it's in the middle, it's gonna bring back more zones. So if it's in the middle, this guy is gonna start to drift back, this guy is gonna start to drift back, and this guy is also gonna start to drift back. So if you have a streak on the outside here as well, this guy is going to end up drifting back as well to play his, because a majority of people currently are spamming cover 4, myself included. It's the meta. Switch stick is huge, and a lot of people are switch sticking, trying to grab this guy, like say this play specifically, right? A lot of people end up switch sticking to this guy here, even after that tight end goes across him, so that he can try to guard this post that will be coming across the field. So again, make sure that you guys have a nice little clear out route, and I simply just showed you guys how to do it properly from the outside. Now, how to maximize the profit in most of your routes in this game. One of the biggest routes in this game that I feel like can help maximize your profit is an out route. It's the out routes in this game are routes that will help your defense work 10 times better. So I'm just gonna hop back into bunch tight end, which is my current offense, just so I can have a play that I know how to run to a T. And on the defensive side of things, I'm simply gonna take these curl flats and I'm gonna put them up to 20. So yes, the flats will be open, but I simply just wanna showcase something to you guys that are having a little bit of trouble creating a little bit more spacing or getting some extra yards out on the field. Now, look at the bottom left. We have Thomas Jr. who is going on a normal flat pattern. So this is a full flood concept. Beautiful flood concept. Nothing wrong with this flood concept at all. But one thing that you guys will notice is that these routes right here are a little bit difficult to achieve any yardage after the catch. So you'll end up catching the route almost, and it'll be sort of in stride, but a lot of times you'll end up not being able to get as many yards as you would like to. Now, yes, you can snap throw this, and it's going to be something that you are going to be able to get yards on, but a lot of the times you end up with an animation that it's hard to turn up field to get any more yards or to catch in stride. So say you need to get out of bounds quick, it's going to be another situation that you're going to end up suffering. Now, the way you combat this, the way you try to maximize profit when it comes to this, is instead of keeping that little baby out route, right? Excuse me, instead of keeping that little baby flat pattern, you're gonna turn that flat pattern into an out route. And then you're gonna custom stem that out route all the way down. Now, watch the difference. You catch it in stride every single time. Every single time you will catch it in stride now. If you bullet past this, you will catch it in stride every time. And as you can see, it's a lot easier to turn upfield with that than it is that other baby out route. Now I'm gonna just put another baby out route on the field and watch. Boom. You see how bad that animation is? That's gonna result in a lot more fumbles. That's gonna result in a lot less control in your receiver, because you'll end up getting this animation a lot, especially if you notice that these guys are all backed up. Well, right now they're all backed up, which means you have a lot of space and opportunity to make something happen. But instead of being able to, you end up being tackled for only a gain of about 5 yards, and you have no chance of getting out of bounds if you need to. You have no chance of making a man miss because the animations that you end up getting end up being a little wonky. They end up kind of ruining your play. So again, this route right here, taking him and putting him on a baby out route, takes your offense, and now you'll catch it in stride, and that's probably the worst animation that you can get. And it's very rare that you get that animation. That's a bad accuracy play from the quarterback, unfortunately, and there's really nothing that you can do about that. But typically you're catching it in stride, and you're able to either get out of bounds, or you're in stride already, which means that you can actually make some kind of player move, you know, a juke move, a spin move, whatever the case is, a hurdle. Doesn't matter what it is, what your go-to is, but you're able to sit there and hit that man in stride, and then spin, juke, whatever the case is. You'll end up maximizing your profit by switching your out routes from that little baby out route to the route that I'm throwing here. And it's just gonna help you guys out, and it's gonna make it so that your life ends up being a lot easier, especially if you're trying to save clock or chew clock, whatever the case is. That route itself is going to help out tremendously. Now, the final route that I'd like to talk about. It's not a post route, it's not a streak, it's not anything like that. It's something that will open up the spacing in your offenses, and that is a curl route. So for those of you guys who don't know, there is a hitch route that's in the game and there's a curl route in the game. But can you guys tell me the difference between this route here and this route here? What is the difference between those two routes? Besides a custom stem, absolutely nothing. As you can see, they both get the same exact animation when they pull down. But you know me, I gotta throw a laser from time to time. But you'll notice that they both have the same exact animation. A hitch and a curl, they mean absolutely nothing in this game anymore now that we've introduced custom stemming our routes. So what that means is, now if you're in a formation like a trips tight end, you're in a formation like a bunch, you're in a formation like a bunch tight end, you can go ahead and take that tight end or any one of these receivers that are in the middle of the field, put them on a curl, custom stem them all the way down, and now all of a sudden your offense now has the spacing of a godlike offense. And now again, they're so quick, always wide open, boom. And guess what? You can't go broke by making a profit. These are some of the most sneaky space creating routes that you can have on the field, because again, the meta right now is all zone coverage. Zone, 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 zone. And as soon as you add one of these routes onto the field, look how open he is. There's nobody here to guard him. You can easily create an entire scheme simply running hitches and post routes. I promise you, it will make your offense 10 times easier to call something like that. So same thing here. So we have a post coming across the field. And again, the spacing on this play, very, very easy. And this is just a random route concept just to create some weird little thing. And as you can see, square ends up open. Square's open right there, by the way. Why? Because any zones that are underneath are gonna keep any yellows. They're gonna keep them at bay to pretty much guard whatever route it is. And granted, I could have thrown the baby out route, because again, we're just trying to clear out the route for these hitches to be open for a gain of 3-4 yards, potentially even more depending on who's guarding. And as you can see, we have this route that's coming right above the top, which no one's guarding. So depending on who the user is, the user's either going to be this guy or here, and he's going to have to pick and choose whether he wants to guard one of the simple underneath routes that won't gain too much yardage, or he's got to have to go and guard this one. So again, this is just going to end up creating a lot better spacing. So another little random route concept that you guys can run here is something like this, where you have a slant. You know what? Better yet, instead of a slant, put a stem down post route, and all of a sudden, that X route, click on, boom. If they're guarding that underneath route, well then throw the post. If they're guarding the post, that underneath route's gonna be open all day, especially if you have a clear out route that's gonna bring back all the zones. Even if you want it to be like a deep in route, same exact situation. And because it's such an underneath route, those linebackers do not have the zone or the man coverage skills to actually play those routes. So you'll end up getting 3 yards every single pop. Boom, that's a 3-yard pop. So if you're in a 4-down situation, a 3rd and short situation, whatever the case is, add something like this to your scheme, simply just for a spacing aspect. A lot of us get too caught up in what the meta is and the verts plays. Oh my God, I'm gonna try to throw it over the top. Why? Because I have Randy Moss, and then that ends up being the result. This game is different, so we have to create the spacing when we can. And with the amount of blitzing that people do, the quicker that the routes make their break, the faster it is that you'll be able to pretty much hit them in stride for you to be able to make a play pretty much no matter where it is no matter where it is on the field. You're going to be able to have some kind of play that's going to help you guys out. So again, that out route, like I mentioned earlier, one of the easiest routes to visualize and see break towards the outside. So again, and I'll end it on that route again, because I think it's one of the most important routes to change from, just to make more of a profit when it comes to this game. So instead of going and keeping this out route on the field, which is very, very difficult to end up turning upfield, and you can't get out of bounds, you limit your options. Turn it into an out route, baby out route, custom stem it down, and all of a sudden you can stem it up and then end up gaining almost 10 yards on that. even almost 10 yards a pop, because it's that good of a route. So again, you see that those guys are stemming up. Look at how much better the catching in stride ends up being. This is huge if you're trying to beat zones, and hopefully this helps your passing game a lot more than a regular, oh my god, ebook here, what's the meta play? No, this is you learning a concept, and concepts that will help your offense 10 times more. So again, learn to create spacing, learn to make your proper reads depending on where it is that certain defenders are being, and you will be a much better Madden player than maybe even myself. My name is Pwny Montana. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. I will see you guys in the next one. As always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.